guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today a lot of you guys have been waiting. This is the prototype of the Hotshot Duplex, so I thought I'd go handheld and walk you through it, but I'm going to explain to you what the goals of this system are. And everything I do, we have a very clear goal ahead of us. This system, I wanted to have a dual environment oven. I wanted to have a lower oven that's capable of 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. I wanted to have an upper oven that's capable of 600 degrees Fahrenheit. I wanted to keep it under 2200 watts so we could plug it into a single 110 volt outlet, US voltage, and I wanted to package it so it's all one tabletop unit that can be pretty easily stored when not in use. You unplug it, put it under the bench, and stow it away. So those were the goals of the Duplex, and we've accomplished it. And I wanted to try to trim costs. You say, well, why wouldn't I just buy two ovens? Well, first of all, you need two power supplies, so you'd have to have two circuits to run it. Even though you'd only be running one oven at a very low temperature, you still need it on two circuits. So there's money savings here. It's cheaper than buying two individual ovens, not by a lot. There wasn't as much money savings there as I thought there was going to be, but we did trim quite a bit off of it. So you save a couple $100 over buying two separate ovens, which every little bit helps. When you're a home gamer and you're in your shop, so every little bit helps. And I've done some extensive testing on this. We put it through its paces at 2000 degrees Fahrenheit on the lower oven, 600 degrees Fahrenheit on the upper oven, and we ran it for 72 hours with no ill results. Next up, I did a torture test. I went to 120%, which is not recommended to you guys, but I went to 120% on both controllers and ran both ovens over temperature for 24 hours. If it was going to melt down, that's when it was going to do it. So I've already done my torture tests, and I've done my wattage tests. Our lower oven is 1800 watts. Our upper oven is 400 watts. And we make temperature just fine on both. And I'm really happy with the results. So at this point, I'm done with my testing. Now, this particular oven goes to actually a very good friend of mine, Justin, over at Good of the Land. Some of you may know him. If you don't subscribe to his channel, shame on you. Get over there and subscribe. But he agreed to help me with the testing. So I'm going to get feedback from him as this, as this thing progresses. I figured if anyone can break it, Justin can. So I think it's in good hands. Okay, let's go handheld. I'm going to take you around and show you a couple of things on this oven. And I wanted to get this documented before I ship this off. So I wanted something here to show you guys. All right, let's go handheld and take a peek. Okay, I thought I'd go handheld and show you the Hotshot 360 Duplex. There's a dual display. It uses the Novus 480D, which is the nice ramp soak controller. That is for the bottom oven, as you see here. And then it uses the 1030T, which is just a standard timer controller for the upper oven. And so you got top oven, bottom oven. And then this alarm right here is hooked up to the 480D, this guy right here. All right, so that's the control. So it's a pretty standard control box, except it's got two temp controllers in it. And it's the same slant top control that you're used to seeing. Easy to view. Same thing here, limit switch. So that you're used to seeing on the standard Hotshots. Now, but we've added a lower oven. And so we've got a bottom one here. And you can see from the chambers, this one's still very brown. This one never made much temperature. This is a 600 degree oven on top. Those are your tempering temperatures. And down below we've got a 2000 degree oven. So you can see that brown ring has moved away from the working chamber. So we've got two environments controlled by two separate temp controllers. One is a hardening temperature, one is a tempering temperature. And the bottom one, we again with the limit switch. And then you hear the clicky in there. We'll get a limit switch inside of this can. And all the controls are enclosed. There's your dual SSRs with a thermal breaker. Then you've got this lower box, which encloses all the wiring. And I'm going to try to get you under there. Oh, there you go. It also acts as a cooling duct. See those holes? That's a main air induction. So that's going to pull air in when that upper fan is running. And it pulls air through this box. And then in the bottom of this standard control box, there's a hole cut in it. So all the air will flow all the way through, so you get a nice updraft through this duct wire chase here. And we've got a temperature sensor down in the lower box here, and a temperature sensor up in the upper box. And either one of those temperature sensors will activate this cooling fan. So it doesn't matter which oven you're using, or both, the cooling fan is going to be in automatic. All right. Now, what are the advantages of this? Why wouldn't I just buy two separate ovens? Well, let's go look at the name tag. First of all, we did it all with 120 volt. I'm trying to get where you can see those stamped. There we go. We did it all with 120 volt. We did it all with 2200 watts. So I've got an 1800 watt element in the lower oven, and I've got a 400 watt element in the upper oven. So we did it all with 2200 watts. And what did that enable us to do? We're on a single 110 volt circuit right here. So the whole thing runs on 110 volt, 20 amp. If you got two ovens, you'd have to find two power supplies. There's a slight amount of savings as far as control boxes and things like that. This particular unit is on its way out the door to Justin over at the Good of the Land. And I've already done full temp, as seen here. I did full temp for 72 hours straight. So that was one of my torture tests. The other one was, other torture tests I did is I went over temp and let it run over temperature for about 24 hours, which was 120% of its capacity. All right. Now, how do the controls work? Well, control power is self-explanatory. That brings up both controllers and enables the unit. After you've got a run command and output and a run command and output, you can enable the heat here. This will kill both ovens. So this enables actually the SSRs. So why would you use that? If I'm running a program here and I want to test a program and I've got something punched in here and I want to see if the controller's doing what it's supposed to do, but I don't want to heat up the oven, until I'm sure my controller's, acting right. So I just leave the heat enable off until I know my controller's behaving, and then I can hit here and enable the heat and activate the SSRs. Now, the door limits control the individual ovens. So if I open this door, I'm only going to kill this oven. And if I open this door, I'm only going to kill this oven. We're only going to drop out that one single SSR. So this switch is going to enable both SSRs, and then the individual door limit switches are going to enable the individual SSRs. All right, so that's how I've got it wired. And Justin, hope you enjoy. Okay, guys, well, that's it. The Hotshot Duplex is now to a point where I can actually quote them to you guys. I've got a price structure ready. If you want to email me, it's barzyindustrial@msn.com. I'll be happy to get you a spec sheet. I'm still working on typing up the spec sheet. It's almost done, so it should be ready in a couple days to send out prices and specs on everything, so you know exactly what you're getting. But I've kind of walked you through the whole thing and shown you what each oven is capable of and what each oven is designed to do. All right, I appreciate you watching.